Welcome to our gentle class today. Some of us are still signing in, but as we are doing that, just a few reminders. It's a good idea to have a strap. Great idea to have a couple of blocks. Wonderful idea to have a blanket handy. So if you don't have these props, maybe just take some time just to go and maybe find something similar to that, a strap. You can replace it with a ribbon, rope, or a belt. That will work fine. Blocks, sometimes you don't even need them, but it's nice to have them if you do. And a blanket is really nice because we will be on our knees for a little while today, and it's nice to have a little added cushion. If you don't have a blanket, we can fold our mat. I can show you how to do that. You just take your mat, fold it in half, and then fold it back, and you have a built-in knee pad to take care of that. Also, as we're waiting for everybody to get signed on, another nice thing is to have a space that is very private where you won't be disturbed. Maybe you can close the door. It's also nice to have a playlist or some music, some meditative, relaxing Zen music, just to maybe help you not think about some of the noises that are going on in your home or even with your thoughts. And if you do need some music and you're on Spotify, you can go to Carolyn's Gentle Yoga, and it's just a very relaxing list of songs and music. I'm Carolyn. If you haven't been here before, I'm so happy that you're here today. And we're going to get started here in just a bit. Waiting for a few more to sign on. We have a nice large group signed up today. Very exciting. And just making sure everybody is muted, settled. And I think we're going to begin very shortly. We've got a few more signing on. And sometimes that will affect your screen. If you do see a little circle moving around on your screen, a lot of times that means that others are signing on. If I freeze up, a lot of times that means that people are signing on maybe at the same time. So no worries there, it will correct itself. So just about ready, and let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to begin today in a seated position. If you do have a block, it's nice to have that to sit on. I'm going to actually demo that. Sit on a block and come into an easy pose. What's nice about this is it allows the knees just to settle down. So the heart is above the pelvis, above the hip bones a little bit. Allows me to broaden the shoulders. In fact, while we're sitting here, if you are set up like this, let's go ahead and just send the shoulders up, loop them back behind us, squeeze the shoulder blades together towards that back wall. It really does give a nice amount of space for the collarbone region. So let's go ahead and just focus right now on our breath. You can just rest the hands on the thighs. Maybe you want to actually send the hands into a mudra right around the belly button or the navel area. That's where we're going to take our breaths. So you could close your eyes if you like and just begin to settle into your block or into your mat, breathing in deeply from the belly. Sending that air up through the collarbone region where we have all that space and sipping just a little bit more air. Hold that breath for just a bit and then let that breath out through your mouth, a lion's breath. And you might just feel stress and tension just roll off your shoulders when you do that. We're going to do that one more time. So breathing in from the belly. Sipping in a little more air through the collarbone region, up through the back of the throat. Hold that breath for just a bit, and then let it out through your mouth. Beautiful. Now we're going to switch to the Ujjayi breathing, the yoga breath. So same thing, we're going to breathe in from the belly, but we're going to breathe in as though we're surprised to see somebody. Breathing in deeply. Sending that breath up through the back of the throat. Sip in a little more. Hold that breath for just a bit. And then let that breath out through your nose like you're fogging up a hand mirror with your nostrils. Good. And you should hear something in the back of your throat. To me, it sounds like the ocean. Let's do another one. Community virtual breath. Breathing in from the belly, up through the chest and collarbone, in through the back of the throat. Try to hold that breath for just a bit. And then let it out through your nostrils like you're fogging up a mirror. Good. Continue that breath and make it loud in the back of your throat. Make it as though you're in a yoga studio and the person on the mat next to you can hear your breath. It will help your organs. It will send a lot of energy through the body and also helps with detoxification. So let's go ahead and move our body. Let's go ahead with our next breath. Sweep the arms, send them up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers as wide as you can, and then bring the palms to meet. Bend the elbows, frame the face with the hands. And on your next breath, we're going to send the hands to the back wall. Try to keep the neck as still as you can. Straight spine, tall spine, and then send the hands back up. Let's do this with our breath. Inhale, fingers go to the back wall. Exhale, fingertips come up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, fingertips go to the back wall. Exhale, fingertips come up to the ceiling. Maybe slow it down with your breath. Let's do one more. Inhale, fingers go to the back wall. Exhale, fingertips come up to the ceiling. And then think about your hands. We're just going to move them slightly so we can just interlace the fingers and then take the hands, reach them out, and we're going to reach up towards the ceiling with the hands clasped. You're getting a lot of benefit here. You're getting a shoulder stretch and you're getting some work in the wrists. So reaching up nice and tall, straight arms. Maybe they're squeezing into the ears even better. And then we're going to bend the elbows, place the hands on top of the head, and then slide the hands down to the back of the skull. Squeeze the elbows towards that back wall. Oh, you're going to feel a nice stretch right through here, right through the above the pectoral muscles. And then we're going to bring the elbows together. Let's turn on our breath. Inhale, bring the elbows to the side walls. Good. Exhale, draw the elbows in together. Really great if you sit a lot or if you're in the car a lot. Inhale, elbows to the side walls. Exhale, bring the elbows back together. We're going to do one more. Inhale, elbows to the side wall. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze the belly into the spine. Exhale, elbows towards each other. Next breath, go ahead and bring the hands down to your knees or your thighs. Close the eyes if you like, and we're just going to roll the shoulders towards the back wall. One shoulder comes up, goes towards the back wall, then the other. Continue this with your breath. And then about the third time around, we're just going to reverse that. So the shoulders will go towards the front wall instead. Breathing in, exhaling out. Nice work. On your next breath, let's go ahead and cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. And then on your next breath, the right hand's going to come down. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, left hand comes down, right hand goes up. Just like a cactus in the desert. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Great work. And now we're going to come off of our block if we're seated on a block. So just lean forward and just scooch that block off to the side. Keep it handy. We may use it again. And your strap. And just make sure you don't have any props in your way. We're going to take some deep stretching movements now. So we're going to sweep the hands back up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers. This is an opportunity. We have cold weather coming, so we want to take care of our joints. And on your next breath, we're going to bend the right elbow and bring our body over to the side. Try to keep the sit bone on the left side in the mat. And then inhale, stretch the arms up towards the ceiling. Nice straight arms, good. And then on your next breath, press the left hand into the mat. Maybe the elbow bends on the left side. Try to keep the sit bone on the mat as you get that stretch going. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take it to the right. Try to get even deeper with your breath. Good. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, straight arms. Exhale, take it to the left. See if you can go a little deeper this time. We're going to do one more each side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take it to the right. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale, take it to the left. Beautiful work. On your next breath, let's go ahead and take the arms and just send them out to the sides again. Spread the fingers as wide as you can, and then make a fist with each hand. Rotate the wrist. Just little tiny movements here. Breathing in, exhaling out. Then on your next breath, we're going to make some big round circles. We're going to sweep the hands up. You can keep the wrists or the hands just balled as you're doing and just make those big circles. Try to keep the sit bones on the mat. You're doing great. About the third time around, reverse those circles the other direction. Breathing in, exhaling out. One more time around, breathing in, exhaling out. Let's go ahead and cactus the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, squeeze the belly in. And then bring the hands to the waist. We're going to do a cat-cow seated. So on your next breath, we're going to just round the back, round the spine, hunch the shoulders, and draw the elbows towards the knees. This is our first move. Breathing in. And then exhale, we're going to broaden the chest. Open up the collarbones, send the elbows to the back wall. Maybe even look up at the ceiling. Let's do two more. Inhale, hunch and round the back. Feel that in the low back. Should feel great. Exhale, elbows to the back wall. Broaden the chest. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale, elbows go to the back wall. We've got the top part of the body warmed up. Let's work from the waist down. So let's go ahead and come right now to a butterfly position. We're going to bring our feet together and just maybe move your butterfly wings, just move them up and down a little bit, breathing in, exhaling out, good. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and take the right ankle and just plant that foot, the right foot to the side, and then take the left foot, plant it to the side. A little awkward, but we're making this letter M. We've done this one before, and we're going to take our hands, spread the fingers, and just bring them back behind us. So we're leaning back just a little bit. Fingertips are facing that back wall. And we're going to just windshield wipe our knees side to side. So with your breath, just let your knees fall to the right. Inhale. And then exhale, take the knees to the left. Inhale, knees go to the right. Exhale, knees go to the left. Now that we're warmed up in the hips, we're going to walk the hands forward just a bit, and we're going to grab the right ankle with the right hand. Maybe we even have the left hand come along, and we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to just take this right foot and just thread it right underneath the left knee here. And the goal here is to have the right knee facing that front wall. Then we're going to take our left ankle and place it right on the outside, the right side of that right knee. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So we're twisted a little bit like a pretzel. Really good for us, though. We're going to reach out the right hand, spread the fingers, take advantage of that. And then we're going to just bring that left knee into the crook of the right arm. Pull that knee in as tight to the body as you can. Left hand comes back behind. Use your fingertips to TP them and squeeze into your mat and look over the left shoulder. Try to take this as a deep twist. Feel it in the waistline, feel it in the low back. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to untangle and come back to that letter M. So we're going to take the left ankle, place it to the left side, unthread the right ankle, And then bring the hands back behind us, fingertips facing that back wall. Going to do the same thing, but we're going to go in the opposite direction this time. So with your breath, let the knees fall to the left. And then exhale, take them to the right. Slow it down with your breath. Good. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Let's do one more. Inhale left. Exhale right. And then we're going to walk the hands back, having the knees back where they are. This time we're going to grab that left ankle and just thread that foot underneath that right knee. Left knee is facing the front wall. Then we're going to go back over here to our right foot, grab that ankle and place that foot right on the left side of the left knee. Sit up nice and tall, straight spine. This time the left hand's going to come out. And we're going to bend that elbow and just grab that right knee in the crook of our arm and pull it as tight as we can into our body. Right hand's going to come behind, spread the fingers. And once again, use the tips of your fingers to TP the fingers and then look over your shoulder. Sides are very different. See if you can see the back wall better on this side or maybe not as much. And let's hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to untwist and send both feet out in front for a forward fold. Now, here is where you might like to have a block. If you have one handy, it's really, really nice to put one under your knees and have a little bend in the knees. You can even double that up, or you can put the block on level 2 and make more of a bend. I have mine on level 2. And then on your next breath, we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Draw the toes a little bit in towards the forehead. And then exhale, come on down. See if you can get your chest close to your thighs. And just draw your chin in towards your chest so you're not straining your neck. Maybe while you're here, you spread your fingers and just take your gaze to your fingers and spread them as wide as you can. We're going to hold this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to come out of it, just walking the hands towards the body. If you did use a block, just slide that out and maybe place it off to the side, and we're going to come into a table. So if you do have a blanket, and I'm going to go ahead and demo that today, just go ahead and grab the blanket, fold it as much as you need for the cushion that you are desiring for your knees. Mine's folded quite a little bit. So I'm just going to place it right where my knees would go and come straight into table position. And if you're already in table, as you're waiting for us to set up, you can go ahead and just make some circles, some hip circles. Maybe you even make them a little bit into cat-cows where the belly is coming in towards the spine. Left hip towards the left wall, right hip towards the right wall. Just warming up, and take a look at your fingertips. Hopefully your fingertips are pressing in deeply into the mat. Rather than just have the hands be dead hands, have them be active so you can see all the veins in the hands. Much better for the wrists. Then on your next breath, we're going to just stretch out a little bit. We're going to reach out the right foot, tuck the toe, draw the heel towards the floor. Feel that stretch in the calf muscle. Should feel really, really good. If you have pain, back off just a little bit. You're going to feel it in the hamstring as well. And then next breath, go ahead and do the other side. So come back to table and then stretch back the left foot, tuck the toe, draw the heel towards the floor or towards the mat. Breathing in, exhaling out. Beautiful work. Then on your next breath, we're going to come right back to table and do a little work right in this position. We're going to go to bird dog, and we're going to do an active bird dog today. So with your next breath, go ahead and reach out the right hand, spread the fingers, reach back the left foot, toes face the ground. And we're going to stay right here for a moment. But then on your next breath, we're going to send the right hand out to the right wall. We're going to send the left leg out at the same time towards the left wall. It hurts, yes. And then we're going to bring this back towards the center. You feel this in your hips. It's so good. On your next breath, we're going to do that same thing. The limbs are going to come out to the opposite walls. And then exhale, bring that right back. One more, just like that. Inhale, send the arm and the leg out. Exhale, bring it right back. We just work the core and so much more. On your next breath, stay right here. Or if you want a little more of a stretch, go ahead and reach with your right hand and grab that foot, that right foot. Take your gaze to the floor and reach that foot up if you chose to do the little more, and hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if you're in this position, or if you're in regular bird dog, just go ahead and bend that back leg. Take your right hand, place it over your heart or your shoulder. Flex the foot. We're going to work our glutes here. And we're going to lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. We're going to straighten the back leg, toes face the floor, and then we're going to lift the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Both hands come down and we come back to our table, but we're going to take our deep hip circles. We're going to reach the hips back towards the heels. And I will tell you, that was a lot on your left wrist. So if you want to, you can lift that hand up and just make a fist and rotate that wrist while you're making your hip circles. And maybe you even do it on the right side. About the third time around with your hip circles, just reverse those circles. Go the other direction. And check in with your breath. Breathing in, exhaling out. While we're doing this, I don't think I reminded you in the beginning to set an intention. It's always good to do just if your mind starts to wander. So maybe while you're making your hip circles, think of a word, think of your breath, or maybe think of a person you can send your energy to if your mind does start to wander, which is very normal, by the way. Okay, let's do the left side. So on your next breath, go ahead and reach out the left hand, spread the fingers nice and wide, reach back the right foot, toes facing the floor. And with your next breath, we're going to send those limbs out to the side. So the left hand comes out to the left side, the right foot goes to the right side, and then bring it right back in again. Good. Inhale, come out to the side. Exhale, bring those limbs back to neutral. One more. Inhale out. Exhale in. Good. Now you can stay right in bird dog, or if you want a little bit more, just take the left hand, reach back behind, grab that foot, lift it up towards the ceiling. Take your gaze towards the floor. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then left hand's going to come off and maybe come to your heart or to your right shoulder. Flatten the foot. Let's lift our foot towards the ceiling. Working our glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. We're going to straighten the leg, toe faces the floor, and we're going to lift that leg, straight leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Now let's go ahead and just sit back on our heels just for a moment. Sit back. Take the hands, reach them towards the wall right in front of you. Spread the fingers as wide as they will go. And then make a fist. Rotate the wrists. Hear your breath while you're doing this. Breathing in, exhaling out. And then go ahead and open the fingers on the left hand. I'm going to face you so you can see. And take the left hand and just place it, wrap it around the fingers around that right wrist, and just press the wrist towards the body. A little bit of a stretch for the wrist. And then we'll just do it on the other side. Go ahead and make a fist with the left hand, spread the fingers on the right, wrap that left wrist, and then just press. Hold that fist in towards the body. Feeling that stretch. And then maybe just shake the hands out. That was a lot that we did. Plus we have our down dogs and warrior series to do. We want to be ready for that. So on our next breath, speaking of that, let's go ahead and just take our blanket and put it to the side for now. We don't want it to be in our way when we do our warrior series. And on our next breath, we're going to spread the hands and come right back to table where we're not going to stay. And then we're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe there's a little bend in the knee. Maybe the legs are a little straight. It's always nice not to lock the knees too much. So a little bend is good. And then maybe you pedal out. Bend one knee, straighten the other, bring one heel down, lift the other, just warming up the legs. Quickly check real quickly with your fingertips. Make sure your fingers are pressing into the mat and they're nice and active. On your next breath, we're going to come into a crescent lunge. So we're going to raise the right leg, reach it up nice and high, maybe rotate the ankle, three-legged dog. Next breath, we're going to bend the knee and draw that foot through. And I'm going to turn this way just so you can see if you need to. We're in a crescent lunge. It's a little different from a warrior one. So if you can see my back foot on the left side, I'm on the toes, the ball of the foot is lifted, and it's kind of hard to balance here. So a little trick is you can take your right foot and just heel toe it out. This is called railroading. And then you've got all this space. Makes it a little easier to balance. I'm going to go back to my original position, coming right back to that. And then we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, put a nice bend in the knee, stack the knee right over the ankle. On your next breath, we're going to go ahead and reach the hands right in front. And let's take a little rock forward as if we are trying to touch that wall right in front of us. Next breath, we're going to send the hands back behind, clasp the hands. This is a balance right here. And we're going to reach, reach, reach. And then we're going to rotate our chest towards the front wall. Maybe the right shoulder makes contact with the right knee. This is tough. And we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to slowly come up, plant that back foot, and just cartwheel into warrior 2. Make sure the left foot is planted. Nice bend in the knee, still stacked right over the ankle. Next breath, we're going to turn this into a side angle. So we're just going to bend the right arm, sweep the left up, and try to look at your left thumb. Great balance right here. Hold this. And then next breath, we're going to take it to an extended side angle. So maybe that right arm or left arm is right into or hitting your left ear. On your next breath, go ahead and send both arms out. We're going to hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate at the waist, press the hands down. And before we do the other side, we're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. So we're just going to bring the knees wide outside of our mat, send the hips back, catch our breath because that was a lot of work. And then we're going to walk the hands towards the top of the mat. And just hear your breath right here. Nothing to do except for breathe. Catch your breath. Heart rate was up. And it's coming down just a little bit. We're breathing in. Exhaling out. Great work. On your next breath, we're going to twist where we are right now. So we're going to just walk our hands all the way off the mat, and the left hand's going to come on top of the right hand. And you're going to feel a nice stretch on the left side of your torso, perhaps even into the back region a little bit. Hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk the hands all the way off the mat on the left side. Maybe the right hand comes on top of the left. You'll feel that stretch on the right side. This time, hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to walk the hands right back up towards the center. Maybe you even walk the fingertips as far as they'll go towards the top of your mat. See if with your breath you can get the chest even closer to the mat. And close the eyes if you like. Press the forehead into the mat. And hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to come on up. And if you do look at your screen, you will see that I've turned around, and that's just so you can see me better on the left side. You don't have to make any adjustments. So when you're ready, Coming up into that table position where we're not going to stay, go ahead and tuck your toes, lift the hips, lift the knees, and take your gaze to that back wall. Maybe you pedal out here like you did before. And you don't even have to look at your hands. Just feel with your fingers, pressing them into the mat so the hands are nice and active. On your next breath, we're going to raise the left leg. Reach it up high, three-legged dog. Rotate the ankle. And then we're going to come right back into that crescent lunge. So we're going to bend the knee, thread it through, bring that foot forward. Once again, we're not going to plant that back foot. We're going to just spin on the heels and come up on the ball of the foot. So the toes are up. And if you feel a little unsteady, just heel toe the foot on the left side so you have additional space. And then we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Spread the fingers. Maybe you look at the ceiling. Good. Next breath. Come on down, bend, and try to reach for that front wall. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe even rock forward a little bit more. Good. Next breath, we're going to take the hands, send them back behind, clasp the hands together, draw the palms together, and then try very slowly to rotate the chest towards that front wall and see if your left shoulder can make contact with your left knee. Hold this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to come on up, plant that back foot so we're nice and steady, and then just cartwheel the right arm in front of you, bring the left one out, and we're in warrior 2. Nice work. Check to make sure your knee is just stacked right over the ankle. And then next breath, let's take it to a side angle. Take your gaze up to your left, right thumb. Right thumb. Good. And the next breath, we're going to just send this into an extended side angle. Maybe the left arm joins the right. We hold a beach ball and we hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do something a little different. We're going to draw the arms in towards your body. And we're just going to rotate the hip. And we're going to spin on the heel of the left foot. So we're actually facing the camera. We've got this wide stance right in front of us, but we're going to heel toe the feet together. So just heel toe the feet until they're about hip distance. And we're in a nice standing position at the top of our mat. And then we're going to do a little work to get our metabolism working. We've done this many times. This is so good for us. So let's go ahead and take the shoulders, sweep them up towards the ears, loop them back, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the belly in, and maybe even tuck the tailbone just a little bit. You can take your hands and just give it a little tuck. And then on your next breath, we're going to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, spread the fingers in our mountain pose, and maybe you close the eyes here. Maybe you squeeze the arms so that you start to feel the triceps turn on. Squeeze the belly in towards the spine and lift the kneecaps. That will turn on the thigh muscles. And then try lifting all 10 toes and spread them as wide as you can. Ground into your mat with your feet as you're doing this. Feel the toe mound and feel the knife side edge of your feet. That will help your balance. And we're going to just stay here, breathing in, exhaling out. Good. And one more breath, breathing in. Exhaling out, come into Tadasana. Just come right into a standing position where your hands are spread, but they're out by your hip side. Now, if you need to take a little break for just a minute, maybe you just rock side to side, maybe even shake out your feet a little bit, and then make sure you come right back to hip distance with your feet. Send the hands back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so they're pressing towards the back wall. And then we're going to turn it on a little harder. We're going to squeeze the face. Maybe the eyes are shut. We're going to squeeze the arms so much so that the backs of the arms, the triceps, feel like they're a little bit on fire. They burn. And then squeeze the belly in towards the spine. Lift the kneecaps, turning them on. You'll feel it. Good. And then lift all 10 toes. Think of your posture. Maybe you rotate a little bit with the head, the crown of the head towards the ceiling, tuck the tailbone a little bit. A very military type pose, and squeeze even harder. Keep squeezing. Heart rate is going up. Body is getting warmer in this position. Keep breathing, super important. Breathing in, exhaling out, squeezing even harder, hearing that breath in the back of your throat. We're almost there. We're holding this. Almost there. Keep squeezing, keep breathing. Good. And then release. You just did that for a minute. Fantastic. On your next breath, we're going to do a little bit of balance. So if you want to stay on your mat, perfectly fine. If you're on carpet and your mat is a little soft, you might want to step off for a little more stability for your balance. You can go up to a wall, so you have that to hold on to, or maybe even grab a chair. Just going to do a little flow. So on your next breath, go ahead and take your hands, place them on the waist, and we're going to rock all of our weight over to the left side. We're going to take the right foot, drag the toes forward, and we're just going to do a little bit of tapping at first. So we're just going to make very exaggerated movements here, tapping, bringing the knee up towards the chest, doing this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to lift the knees, straighten the toes, and we're going to send the leg out to the side. It's almost like a tree. Bring the toes up towards the wall and hold this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then we're going to rotate that knee back. Now here's the hard one. We're going to straighten that leg. We're going to straighten the arms. Try to reach the arms up so high that the ears are making contact with the arms. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and press the hands together, draw them down to heart center, and send that foot out, pressing into your thigh. You're in a tree pose. Now, if you want to grow your tree, perfectly fine. We're in a half tree right now, or you can grow your tree if you prefer. Either way, hold either one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. That was wonderful balance. Very, very good. Now let's take care of that standing leg. We were on it a while. So we're going to press the toes into the mat and just rotate the ankles. Ankle on the left side. And then we'll take the toes on the left side and just press them into the mat with the intention of drawing the heel towards the mat, just getting a nice stretch there. You can shake out a little bit. You can shake out both sides if you like before we do the other side. And then when you've had enough of the shaking and stretching out, let's go ahead and take care of the left side. So feet are going to be about hip distance. Hands come to the hips or the waist. Once again, we're going to rock all the weight over onto the right side this time and drag the toes over. Now, if you're right-handed, this side's going to be probably your favorite. So let's go ahead and make those taps. Begin tapping, real exaggerated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now let's bring that knee up, straighten the toe towards the front wall, and open up. I call it the barn door. Open that knee up to the side, straight spine, hold this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just draw that knee back to center. Now we're going to do the hard one. We're going to straighten the leg. Try to get it high. Toes are facing the ceiling. Straighten the arms. Forgive yourself if you don't make it and you have to regroup and go back to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the hands together. Draw them down to heart center. Bend the knee. Open the leg. And then press that foot in. Just avoid the knee area. And you are in a tree position. And if it's a little windy where you are, I know it is where I am, it's okay to come out of it and go back into it. And then maybe you make it into a full tree. Open up the chest. Maybe you look towards the ceiling. Yikes. Good balance. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Great work, everybody. Let's take care of that standing leg like we did on the other side. So press the toes into the mat and just begin to rotate the ankle. Sweet relief. And then press the toes in towards the mat with the intention of that heel coming down towards the mat too. And, not too much, just enough that you get that stretch. And then you can shake everything out again. And then if you did go to a wall or to a piece of furniture or you stepped off your mat, let's go ahead and just meet back up at the very top of your mat. Just go right to it and bring the feet about hip distance. Let's think about our posture again. Let's take the shoulders, reach them up towards the ears, maybe hold them there for just a bit, then loop them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Let's sweep the arms up towards the ceiling for a very inactive mountain pose. On your next breath, we're going to go ahead and take a fold. And here, put a little bend into your knees. Take your gaze right to your toes. Press your fingertips into the mat so the hands are kind of TP'd. And you'll notice, hopefully you're not watching, hopefully you're looking between your hands, but I'm just moving my hips side to side. I'm a little gentle rock, side to side. A nice thing to do here also is to raise the right toes, lower them, raise the left toes, lower them. And then after you've swayed a little bit, maybe you even interlace the elbows and continue to rock a little. Put a little bend in the knees. Maybe the chest makes contact with the thighs. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no, work out the neck muscles. And then we're going to slowly come to a halfway lift. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can just glance up. You want your back to be as flat as possible, that you could put a bottle of water or a glass of water and it wouldn't spill. And just stay in this position, gaze to the floor. And then take another fold. Just a light fold, put a little bend in your knees. And then next breath, we're going to come into a chair pose. So we're going to just sweep our arms up, sink the hips back, try to keep the spine nice and straight. You can cactus the arms if you like. Try to hold this squat. It's very beneficial. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. Take a fold. And then inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, let's come back onto our knees for a table, but we're not going to actually stay in the table. We're going to just go ahead, let's tuck our toes and sit back onto our toes. You may have to adjust the baby toe, the little toe, whatever you want to call it, and just press the toes into the mat. And while we're here, we might as well take care of our wrists again. So we'll just send the hands out in front. Let's go ahead. I'm going to face you. Go ahead and just dial the fingertips down on the right side. Take the left hand and give a little tug to each finger. We got cold weather coming in the United States. And then take the left hand, wrap it around, just bring it around, grab that thumb and draw it towards the forearm. Give a little shake to that hand, and then we're going to do the other side. I know your toes are going, but this is so good for plantar fasciitis in your toes, in your feet. So same thing, left side, just dial the fingertips down. Right hand grabs each digit, gives it a little wiggle, and then just reach around. When you get to that thumb, pull it towards your forearm, and then give another little shake. I'm going to turn back this way. On your next breath, let's go ahead and just come into a very brief table. Flatten the feet and pedal the tops of the feet out. Just paddle them out and then gently sit back on your heels, just to stretch out the heels. We don't have to do anything here but breathe. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling fully. Good. And then on your next breath, just very briefly, come into a seated position. It can be any kind of seat that you like. It can be sitting on your shins. You can have the legs out in front of you. I'm sitting just in a easy pose, and we're going to just quickly take care of our necks before we come to our backs. So sitting up nice and tall, take the shoulders, reach them up towards your ears, roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's take the left hand and just hover it gently over your mat. Cactus the right hand, squeeze the shoulder blade back, and then maybe close your eyes. This is so nice. And then we're going to sweep the hand over our head, and the right hand's going to rest on the left ear. And then just gently help the head. You want the right ear to find the right shoulder. They won't touch. Close your eyes here and just breathe. This is where we hold it. This is where we store all the worries, all the fears. And just let them go. Then next breath, take that left hand and just rest it lightly on the left knee. Slide the right hand to the back of the skull. Maybe the eyes are still closed. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little massage, squeezing the back of the neck. And the next breath, just take your nose and your chin and guide them towards your right armpit. Maybe you open your eyes, see the back of the wall, the back of the mat. And then releasing that, just place both hands lightly on the knees and roll out the neck here. Check in with your breath. Give yourself permission to slow down. We got the heart rate up. We worked hard today on the joints. Did so much for our body. Let's do the other side. So we're going to take the right hand and just let it hover right over the mat, maybe just about an inch or so. Cactus that left hand, close the eyes, and then sweep that hand over. Hand finds the right ear and gently gives a push into the head so that the left ear can reach towards the left shoulder. Close the eyes. See if it's different on this side. And then with your next breath, take that right hand and just let it rest on the right knee and draw the left hand towards the back of the skull. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe squeeze the belly in a little bit. Think about the posture while you're giving yourself a little massage. And then on your next breath, draw your nose and your chin in towards the left armpit. Try to see the back of your mat. You might even feel something in your spine. Good. And then releasing this, let's make our way onto our back. So maybe we just bring the knees together and take the hands, spin the body around, and just come onto one elbow, maybe the right elbow. Come on down into the left elbow and slowly come on down. Once we are on our mat, let's go ahead and bend the knees, press the feet into the mat, squeeze the shoulders underneath. And let's take a breath. Just in this position, let's take a nice breath in. Nice breath out. And then feel for your heels. If you can't find your heels, maybe scooch the toes and get the heels a little closer to the body. We're going to lift the hips up just slightly, just enough to squeeze the hands underneath. Maybe squeeze the palms together, interlace the hands, and let's squeeze the thighs together while we're at it. Try to get the shoulder blades to come a little deeper underneath, and we're going to take a brief bridge pose. So on your next breath, go ahead and lift the hips up towards the ceiling for this bridge. If you want a little bit more, try to come up onto the tippy toes. If you still want a little bit more, maybe you raise a leg. You don't have to do that. This is very advanced. But if you want to, you can raise a leg or maybe raise the other one, get a nice stretch. And then slowly come down wherever you are, slowly come down and go straight to Superbadakanasana or butterfly pose. You're just going to press the soles of the feet together, take your hands and lightly press the fingertips onto the thighs. Let's take a breath here. Let's make it a lion's breath. Deep breath in from the belly. Sip in just a little more air. And then through the mouth, lion's breath out. I always say it's okay to make it loud. All right, let's do that again. Deep breath in. Sip in a little more air. And then let it out. Good. Let's take our hands and draw the knees together, almost knocking the knees together. And then heel toe the feet all the way to the outside of the mat. You're going to really feel this on the outside edges of the hips as far as you can get the feet. And we're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to heel toe the feet right back together. So the big toes will meet. Next breath, take the hands and just slide them up the thighs until you find the knees and draw the knees in towards your chest. This is such a good stretch. You're going to feel this in the low back, in that sacrum area, the lumbar. You can make some little gentle rocks side to side. You can also cross an ankle over. If you do that, maybe switch sides after your next breath. You can close the eyes here. Heart rate's really dropping. We're starting to feel relaxed. And then on your next breath, from here, just take it to happy baby. Just bend the knees, grab the outside edges of the feet, maybe bring the feet out even wider. And if you want to, you can even just grab the big toe, the second toe. You want to rock side to side. Perfectly good. Nice to do. Wonderful. Eyes are closed. And then on your next breath, let's turn this into a wide V. Easy to do because we just straighten the legs and the toes are pointed towards us, towards our forehead. If you take a little peek, if your eyes are shut, just look at your toes and you will see that they are aimed right towards your face or your forehead. Then next breath, bring the legs together for waterfall. Now you can hold on to the legs if you like, or you can just bring the arms to the side. Just try to keep the legs as straight as you can. You need to have a little bit in the knee, that's okay. Give yourself permission, but straight legs are good. And then we're gonna do a little stretching. You're gonna feel some difference. We're gonna point the toes towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch in the calf muscles. Really point the toes, point, point, point. And then exhale, draw the toes all the way towards your face or your chin or your chest. Oh, feel that stretch in the back of the sciatica, the backs of the thighs. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, draw the toes towards your forehead or even lower. One more. Inhale, point the toes. Good. Exhale, draw the toes towards the forehead. Wonderful. Let's take a quick pigeon or reverse pigeon on each side. So we're just going to bend the left leg, take that ankle. You might have to look up, move up for just a bit, and then stack that ankle just right over the right knee. You're going to see you created a little triangle with your legs. Spread the fingers and just reach through that triangle, clasp the hands, and then draw the leg towards the body. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can always bend the right leg, make it a little different variation of reverse pigeon. Maybe you rock side to side. Good. And the next breath, we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to straighten that right leg, send the left leg to meet. So we're back in waterfall, and then just bend the right knee, stack the right ankle over the right knee, and you'll see you have that triangle. Just sweep the hands through and clasp that left knee, pull the left leg towards the body. Toes are still facing the forehead for ultimate stretch. And maybe you bend that outside leg and rock gently side to side. Beautiful work. Did so much. Good. Next breath, we're going to go straight to letting the knees hover over the hips so we can set up for our supine twist. So we'll just relax the head, bring the arms out to a T or maybe a cactus stem. And we're not going to stay in this very long. We're going to take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, let the knees fall to the left side. If you want to, you can make this a little harder and extend the right leg over the left. Just straighten it. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. And we're going to count this one out. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. And then slowly come back up to neutral. Now, while we're in neutral, let's just rotate the ankles. And then reverse those rotations as you're breathing. And then let's take another breath. Deep breath in. Maybe sip in a little more air. And then exhale, take the knees to the right side. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Now, maybe you want to take it a little deeper and extend the left leg. Just straighten the left leg, press it down right over that bent right knee. And just hold this. Just stay twisted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that. Let's go ahead and come back up to neutral. And we're just going to bring the feet down, press them into the mat. Let's slide the right foot all the way. Make sure you don't have props in the way. Right foot all the way to the right side of your mat. And then slide the left foot just straight forward, because we're going to do one more thing. We're going to bring the palms in towards the body. palms facing the ceiling. And we're going to take the left foot and just cross it over the right foot. So the ankles are crossed. And then maybe we sweep the arms up over our head. And let's take the right hand, grab the left wrist, and pull the body to the right side. This is Tadasana. You're going to feel a nice stretch along the left side of your body. And then release that. Let's do that on the other side. So take the left foot, slide it all the way as far as it will go to the left side of your mat. Right foot crosses over left ankle. Reach over your head. And this time the left hand grabs the right wrist and pulls the body towards the left side. Feel that stretch. Breathing in, exhaling out. And then straighten out into a pencil. Let's just take a real quick stretch. Reach for the back wall. Point the toes towards the front wall. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, just send the arms down by your body side. Maybe it's a lion's breath. And you're in Shavasana. Let's go ahead and squeeze the shoulders underneath us. And then we're just going to relax, just melt into your mat. Let your feet flop apart. If your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, which is very normal, just let it drop into your lower palate. Close your eyes. Move your jawbone side to side in case your teeth were clenched, which is also very normal. Soften through your face, soften through your collarbone. And just allow your breath to let the body go deeper into the mat like quicksand. Just let it just dissolve into your mat. Soften through your elbows, your fingertips, your hips and your knees, your ankles, the tops of the feet, your bottoms of your feet. Let's take one more breath in, a community virtual breath. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Allow yourself to stay. Give yourself permission. And I will let you know when it's time to come out of Shavasana with the sound of the bells. And very slowly, very gently, with the sound of the bells, just begin to gently waken your body, maybe spreading the fingers wide. Try to spread the toes apart wide. And then maybe wiggle the fingers just a little bit. Wiggle the toes. You can make a fist with the hands and rotate the wrists. Maybe rotate the ankles. And then maybe you send the feet up towards the body, bend the knees, and just bring the hands out a little bit. Windshield wipe the knees side to side. Feel that in the hips. Good. And then on your next breath, go ahead and take your hands and just grab your knees, pull the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug, rock side to side. Maybe like we did earlier, you cross an ankle. And if you do that, just make sure you switch sides with your breath. Waking up the body. And then on your next breath, take your hands, make sure that your ankles aren't crossed, and take your hands and just slide them right behind the knees. And we're going to rock into a seated position. It's not really that easy to do, but we're going to give it a try. So we're just going to bring the knees a little closer to our body and rock forward into a seated position. And maybe you keep the eyes closed here, perfectly fine. We're going to take the shoulders, reach them up towards the ears, loop the shoulders back, open up through the chest. And the next breath, we're going to send the hands up towards the ceiling, reaching, 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 reaching. Try to keep the arms straight. And then press the palms together, bend the elbows, bring the hands down to heart center. We're going to work on the wrists just very quickly. We're going to spread the fingers as wide as we can. Dial the fingers down, and maybe you open your eyes for just a bit and look at your veins here. Pinky fingers are reaching towards the body. This pose is great, as I say each week, for computer work, cell phone work. It turns on the forearms. It really helps the wrists. It's great for cooking, anything you do with your hands. And then slowly dial the fingertips back up. Let's separate the hands, take care of the low back. Separate the hands. Press them into the mat or maybe the floor and walk the hands towards the front of the room. Elbows come down. Gaze comes right in between the forearms. Maybe you tuck the chin just a bit. Sit bones stay glued to the mat. Stay here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slide the right hand towards the body, left hand towards the body. Bring the hands back to heart center, or maybe they come to the knees, whichever you prefer. Thank you so much for joining me for Gentle. I hope to see you again soon. Hope you feel very good and relaxed. Namaste. And as usual, I'm going to come up to the camera and just